prosperity. I buy my shoes second-hand in an attempt to learn how to be empathetic. I wonder where the Prime Minister buys his shoes. When I was a child, I used to think a political party was just a party about politics. Now I'm older, I guess I still think the same. It's a shame pornography isn't the same as it was in the 70s, when the Prime Minister was learning to jerk off. It's funny though, how time folds and flips over, dips and dives, and someone like the Prime Minister can turn a verb into a noun. Fucking wanker. I've only ever thought about joining the army from a suicidal point of view. I could go out as a martyr of my own self. Is this what it's like to be the Prime Minister? Is this what it's like to empathize with a lizard? I think I need new shoes. Or find success in onanism, in my own room with my own set of morals, which as far as I believe is a white 22-year-old male, a valid, but maybe only until that pang of conscience swings back around in its palpable cycle, present to whip me into shape if I get too comfortable, like a snake biting its own tail, or possibly the Prime Minister committing an act of self-fellatio. I definitely need new shoes. I'm not articulate in conversation, but I still found my way home. Speaking of finding things, I find security in numbers, so I'll never be alone. My autonomic nervous system is burning in the light of the past, so switch off the lamp at the canvas shade, end the gas heater in the corner, whatever it is, it's a St. Albans nightmare. Stretch too far away to make sense, even if I'm standing in the center, where I can see a starship approaching. That's not anything to make me panic. I know it will turn away from the burning ozone layer, like success turns away from me. Again, nothing that frightening, because as the orbiter of me suggests, my ozone layer won't burn forever. My scaffolding can be rebuilt, torn down and rebuilt whenever I need it. That's why when I watched my best friend hang from the scaffolding of a tall structure in the cool breeze of the night, it wasn't just some mindless teenage bullshit. That scaffolding was his, and he trusted it with everything that was him. You should see the tall, strong fucking building it is now. Success is on a spectrum, and I'm learning not to yearn for my spot.